Fima wewe.
Fima wewe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another enlightening edition of Sports Fellas Daily Updates. The camp of our very own Super Eagles is now complete as all the invited players by Mr. Eric Sequichel have arrived, with the exception of one player setting the stage up for the Four Nations Invitational Tournament scheduled to take place in Turkey. You check out all the interesting updates from the camp of our very own Super Eagles. Before that, if you are new on this platform, quickly, let's do it together. Subscribe to the channel, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Let's show love to our very own Super Eagles by liking this video and sharing to other social media platforms. As usual, my name is Solomon Kwajasante, your only nomenclature with the engineer's philosophy in sports. Your only Ghanaian who has declared his full support for Nigeria sports. With the Nigeria name, the only one, Solomon Chukwu Emeka. Please, let's leave our decent comments in the comment box for special shoutouts in my subsequent videos. I'll also be giving out some shoutouts in this video. Omo, straightforward. Let's get into the video and start from the camp of our very own Super Eagles in their preparation for the Four Nations Invitational Tournament scheduled to take place in Turkey at Antalya. Specifically with the camp of our very own Super Eagles, 22 out of 23 players have reported as at the time of this video shoots. We have 3 out of 3 goalkeepers in camp, 6 out of 7 defenders in camp, 5 out of 5 midfielders in camp, and 8 out of 8 forwards in camp. The only exception in Eric Sequichel's final 23-man squad is our very own Calvin Bassey. According to the latest communique from the Nigerian Football Federation, suggests that he has picked up back injury. Of course, he has been ruled out of the matches against Iran and Jordan on the 27th of March and 31st of March 2026 respectively. Briefly, let's check out the reports on their various social media platforms confirming the exclusion of Calvin Bassey from the final man squad of our very own Super Eagles. Let's have a full glare on our screens. Calvin Bassey has withdrawn from the Nigeria national football team squad for the upcoming friendly matches against Iran and Jordan due to a back injury. Wishing you a speedy recovery, center back with that love emoji. So that is the latest as it has been confirmed by the Super Eagles official social media pages and as we've had a full glare on the screens. Now let's talk about the itinerary of our Super Eagles in these Four Nations Invitational Tournaments or matches to be played. First and foremost, the players started arriving on Tuesday, talking of yesterday. And yesterday, 21 players reported to camp. The only inclusion today in the 22-man squad is the captain of the team, Wilfred Ndidi, and they had their first training session today. God willing, tomorrow they will have their final and second training session, of course, and they also have the pre-match conference. And just after tomorrow will be Friday's game against Iran. Exactly 3 p.m. Ghana time, 4 p.m. Nigeria time. These are the confirmed details at the moment for our very own Super Eagles versus Iran. So just after the game on Friday, Saturday, the team will have recoveries. For Sunday, they didn't come out with any specific timeline and schedules of the team. On Monday, the team will have their final training session and pre-match conference ahead of their Tuesday's game against Jordan. That will be their last game of this Four Nations Invitational Tournament. So these are the latest coming in from the camp of our very own Super Eagles. So these are the players in camp at the moment. Let's have a full glare on our screens. We have all the 3 goalkeepers in camp, and to all the players in camp, Fisayo Dele Bashiru is in camp, Alex Iwobi is in camp, Emmanuel Fernandez is in camp, Girasol is in camp, Paul Onuachu is in camp, Philip Otele is in camp, Adebayo Adeleyi is in camp, Adimola Lukman is in camp, Akko Adams present, Chidera Ejuke present, Zadu Sanusi present, Semi Ajayi present, Moses Simon present, Francis Uzoho present, Bruno Onyemechi present, Bright Usai Samuel present, Frank Onyeka present, Raphael Onyedika present, Igor Obu present, Maduka Okoye present, Samuel Chukwu Eze present, Wilfred Ndidi present, Calvin Bassey, absence. So that is the latest from Calvin Bassey's camp. And with the absence of Calvin Bassey in this final man squad, leaves the technical team of our very own Super Eagles to explore alternative defensive options within the current squad. For the current squad that we have only 3 center backs left. Initially, Eric Sequichel invited 4 center backs: Semi Ajayi, Calvin Bassey, Emmanuel Fernandez, and Igor Obu. For now, Calvin Bassey has been ruled out. Remaining Semi Ajayi, Emmanuel Fernandez, and Igbo Obu. And we all know that Igbo Obu and Semi Ajayi can partner as they did in the AFCON. But when it comes to Emmanuel Fernandez, he is new under the tactics of Eric Sequichel and his technical team. So this is going to be a big problem for us. And the events of Calvin Bassey's replacements, the top option for me now should be Chibuki Inwawi. I will talk about him. But before that, let's enjoy the first training session of the 22 players in camp for our very own Super Eagles ahead of Friday's clash against Iran.
Oh, now the one in club won't fuck them up. Not be said they won't fuck them. They don't fuck them up. But I read it. Just one good camera. Now iPhone 11 use the videos.
They don't swear for you.
Just squat and shoot. Go. You don't go good. You don't like that. Oh, this one. Yes. Okay. First, okay. Look curl. Okay. Move. Next side. Come back. I give the ball. I go outside and come back. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, look over there. Look over there. Okay, use your arm. Look far. Look far.
As I was talking about Chibuki Inwawi, now let's talk about this player and know how best he will be fit into the Super Eagles team. Eric Sequichel at this moment is yet to finalize as whether he is coming in with a replacement for Calvin Bassey or not. But as I stated, top in my options at this moment is Chibuki Inwawi, and these are my reasons. First and foremost, he is on Eric Sequichel's list. Of course, if he needs another center back, he can go for, because predominantly he plays as a center back. He's very versatile. He can play as a defensive midfielder, same as a central midfielder for Trabzonspor. Aside everything, now all these matches or the tournament is taking place in Antalya, the southern west parts around the coast of Turkey. And looking at the player, he also plays in the Turkish Superliga for Trabzonspor. So moving from Trabzon to that of Antalya is going to cover a distance of approximately 850 kilometers, which is less than 2 hours, in order to move from where he is, Trabzon, to that of Antalya. Meaning things will be very easy for him in terms of transportation, going by flight, in terms of fatigue. Joining the team's camp later on will be quite easy for the Super Eagles. These are some of the reasons why I think if he's exploring for other options as a replacement for Calvin Bassey, he should go in for Chibuki Inwawi. Now let's check out his statistics to buttress why I think he's the best fit and the replacement for Kevin Bassey, who has been ruled out of the matches against Iran and Jordan on the 27th and 31st of March 2026, respectively, due to a back injury. These are the statistics about our very own Chibuki Inwari. Looking at everything, he has been very consistent from 14th February to 22nd February to 27th February to 14th March to 18th March. He has been very consistent for his club side, Trabzonspor, with a rating of 7.36. And looking at everything on the screens, you could clearly see that this player is ready for the Super Eagles. Appearances on the screens, 10 appearances. He has started 9 out of these 10 matches. Minutes per game, 77. Total minutes played, 770. Team of the week, 1. Goals, 2. Goals per game, 0.2. Total shots, 1.1. Let's look at his defensive contributions and attacking reliability on our screen. So you can see everything on the screens. Passing accuracy in terms of his defending. Now, in terms of his defending, dribbled pass per game, 0.8 averagely. Errors leading to shots, 1. Errors leading to goal, 1. Penalties committed, 0. In terms of attacking reliability and everything, you can have a full glare on our screen. So this is brief about the numbers of Chibuki Inwari in the events that Eric Sekwichel is looking for Kevin Bassey's replacement. Top on my options is our very own Chibuki Inwari, based on the explanation, buttressed with it. And that is it from the latest Southern our very own Super Eagles camp. Away from that, let me talk about Maduka Okoye. Currently, he's in the team's camp. You all know what's happened during the AFCON tournament. Even before the AFCON tournament, he was excluded from Eric Sekwichel's final man squad just because he needed to dish Nigeria at that moment for that of his club side. Idris, he has spoken to German media outlet Kicker and he has given explanations to that. According to him, it was very important and imperative to him dishing Nigeria at that moment for his club side because he has been out due to ban for almost 2 months, so he needed to play and win the hearts of the technical team at Idris. Aside everything, it was good decision he just discussed with Monsieur Eric Sekwichel just because he needed to put in that love that the fans showed him during this time of his or the trivial time of him at Idris due to the suspension. So he needed to build his confidence back, build his fitness and sharpness as well. These are the reasons why Maduka Okoye dished our very own Super Eagles at the time of the AFCON tournament 2025 for his club side, Idris. I don't know how you also think about it, but it is what it is. So as it was from his west, so as it is now, as is in the camp of our very own Super Eagles. That being said, let me end here with my presentation. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Before I take a leave of you, please, I do appreciate your support on this platform. So let me give special shout out to all my commenters under my previous posts. Special shout out to Felix, Absalom, Uman, Bossman. I do appreciate your support. Israel, I do appreciate your support. Bishop Joseph, I do appreciate your support. Prince Cole Dennis, I do appreciate your support. Special shout out to Raphael Ikechuku, I do appreciate your support. And to Impact. Let me look at the name. Impact Paints. I do appreciate your support. Linus Obi, I do appreciate your support. Ezekiel, I do appreciate your support. Desire, I do appreciate your support. Emmanuel Ohene Osakui, I do appreciate your support. Pajas or 1P Ayas 1, I do appreciate your support. David, I do appreciate your support. Mensa Solomon, I know definitely you'll be a Ghanaian. I do appreciate your support. Let's love and support our very own Nigeria. Until you meet again on this platform, I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. It's bye-bye for now.